and his designation, his career designation. I want to please make welcome our brother. Career-wise, he has really attained a great feat. Currently, he's pursuing his PhD in the medical line. I think so. And we are really glad that he is part of us. And we are really also glad that he's here tonight to speak with us on crafting good cover letters and CVs. Most of us here, we know for some of the alumni that have gotten jobs in different places, we know that having a deficient CV can, pull you down from getting a job, a good job, a high-paying job. And having looked at all these things, we decided to invite our brother who has gotten so many opportunities, both scholarship opportunities, job opportunities in different firm, organizations, institutions. We had to, inform him to please come and enlighten us on how to craft these compelling CVs and cover letter. So I'm happy to make welcome our brother, Bro Chisom Gosil, to enlighten us and to help us understand more how to draft compelling CVs and cover letters. Welcome, Bro Chisom Gosil. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. Good evening, everybody that joined. Thank you, Bro Dan. Thank you, Bro Emma. We've been planning this for a long time, so thank God it's a reality today. How many people do we have? We have 7 persons. I think this is a sizable number. Okay, so the meeting is open. The meeting is free. You can join from it. You can join, and fortunately, the meeting we are using is a licensed Zoom link, so it won't expire in 40 minutes. You can have as much time as you want. So good evening, everyone. Once again, I'm Chisom Godswill. I am glad to be with you guys this evening. It actually clashed with a lot of meetings, so I had to suspend every other thing that I had, even the trainings I had this evening, so that I can be here, because this is an issue. CV writing and cover letters is a very big issue. If you neglect it, you will not know why you are not making progress. You can have a lot of opportunities that come by. They will just be slipping by your hands. I'm telling you from experience. So I'm glad once again to be in your midst, and I hope, can we all see the screen? I hope everyone has the training material, right? Should I share it here?
Yes, I can see your CV, your slides.
My slides. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, so we'll be discussing on crafting compelling CVs and cover letters to land your dream job. I don't know what your dream job is, but I know the definition of a dream job is a job that should take you out of, there are jobs that when you get just 3 months of being in it, your life will change like night and day. I'm telling you the truth. But unfortunately, these jobs come. You will see a lot of things that are happening. Is either you are not prepared for it, is either you are not qualified for them yet, is either you don't know how to present yourself for these jobs, for you to even be considered for an interview. So when I was notified of this training, because I'm not originally a HR person, a human resource or a hiring manager, I had to call a lot of hiring managers that I know, especially those of them that are very good. So I spoke with them. They shared some, because I wanted to know the recent things that happened. What is in vogue now, so that when I talk, I will be talking with authority. So as a way of introduction, what is a CV? What is a cover letter? A CV is a document that tells us everything about you. Okay, just a minute. So a CV is an official document that tells us everything about you. That you've done this, you've done that, you've had this experience, you worked here. It is not, nobody will know till we see your CV. While a cover letter is just a one-page document that appeals to your hiring manager, is a letter of appeal where you describe yourself so much that you cannot be overlooked. So I just started with some quick tips. I wanted to give us some teasers. So I said your CV is not meant to secure you a job. No. Your CV is meant to bring you to the interview first. So always assume that the CV reader, that the HR person, has a very little time to look at your CV before he or she decides whether it is worth a closer look or not. Now, there are some companies, high-tech companies, Facebook, all the big NGOs, WHO, they use softwares to even screen it out. So you are not interfacing with anybody. They use AI softwares. I will tell us how those softwares work in case you are applying to a very high-profile company. Okay, so with this in mind, it is very clear that your CV should be an attention-grabbing tool. So you want all the attention that you can get. You want to communicate about the most important things about yourself in less than 20 seconds. Imagine that. So maybe you graduated from school 2015, 2010, all the things you've been doing from now to then. Summarize it in a document. That's just what your CV is. Okay? So, well, dear job applicant, I know that you have been applying. A lot of us have been applying, but you might be getting it wrong all along, but you can still make corrections. That's why we are all here to learn. Imagine pushing out 100 job applications with no job offer, or just 2 interviews, or sometimes you won't get any. I have this friend of mine last year that he kept on pushing a lot of, once he sees he applies, but he wasn't getting offers. So the day we were discussing, I told him, are you sending out one CV to all these companies, to all these organizations? Or are you tailoring them according to the job needs? So when he started tailoring them according to the job needs, he started getting offers. So we are still going to get them. So there are many reasons why job offers seem so difficult. Here are some of the reasons you will know. So I made this slide in such a way that even if we are done, we can personally go through it. It's a concise document. Number one is that applying for positions for which you are clearly underqualified or overqualified is a waste of time. When you see jobs, they will specifically say education and experience. What is required? Is it bachelor's degree? Is it my master's degree? Is it a PhD? Or is it this, is it that? So if you don't have it, if they say bachelor's in engineering, or bachelor's in animal science, bachelor's in medicine, and somebody like me is applying, what am I doing there? I don't have it. So there is no need even trying. Most job applicants don't really read job requirements before applying. They see a sweet job title, a huge pay, and they just apply. Please note that no one is going to call you. I always advise that if you don't meet 60% of the required job requirement, do not bother. If the work experience does not match the role, do not apply, except it's just an entry level. Maybe it's an internship. Maybe it's just an entry level position. But again, please, if you are overqualified, maybe they just want a BSc when you have a master's degree, please remove the master's degree from your CV. Yes, remove it. The person, your HR manager may not even have a master's degree and you are presenting master. You may be trying to intimidate him. Because I'm telling you from experience that there is politics, there is pettiness in job application, in job hiring. There is high level of politics. You must be very diplomatic. Okay, so this is one. So check for the position. Are you first of all qualified first before applying? Number two, are you ignoring the application instruction? Do you read all the details? Now, every job posting has specific instruction on how to apply. When you ignore these things, they will just discard it. For example, you can see a job that says send CV with a cover letter to this email and copy this using the same role title. If you just send your CV without a cover letter or email, according to what they said, or you just send it to one of this address and you leave this one, nobody, forget it, nobody will take you serious because the instruction was very clear. They said to apply for this job, send blah, blah, blah to this, send this to this. They have reasons why they specified it that way. Okay, so that not many of us ignore application instructions. You don't read through. So you think that you can just do it anyhow, or that you don't have the time to read through. You are the one applying for the job. So you should be very, 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 very careful when reading instructions. Okay, number 3 is that we usually overlook online presence. Now, after the COVID-19 pandemic, from 2020, when Zoom, all these online platforms started becoming very popular, so many recruiters, before they will even schedule you for interview, they will go to your Facebook, especially LinkedIn. Nobody checks your Instagram, it's inconsequential. LinkedIn, Facebook, they want to see you, they want to see what you've been doing. If you have been doing volunteering, it's expected that you should be posting your pictures there. If you have been doing a lot of things that you say that you are doing in your CV, they want to see pictures. So employers and recruiters, they often review your online presence. They also want to see what is the nature of, if you are the type that talks about politics. And then please be careful when you post things about politics. Maybe the person that will evaluate your CV does not believe in your political ideology. Don't be putting political things or things that are put neutral things that have to do with your career there. Please be very, 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 very intentional about this. Ensure that your social media profile are professional and don't just have a LinkedIn account with no information. I see this a lot. Because even before in my field of work, even before we start to do anything, once I ask you your name, I'll just go to LinkedIn and type it to see what you've done. Once you are not there or there is nobody will take you serious. So unprofessional online presence can lead to unprofessional online presence can influence the employer's decision. So stop playing with your presence online. If you are a lawyer, if you are a barrister, if you are a real estate person, if you are an IT person, if you are an engineer, a doctor, please take time to, when you do activities, go to LinkedIn and put them. Tomorrow, when you start applying to the big companies that you are dreaming about, they will check it. They want to see whether what you are saying is true. Okay? Number 4, I hope we are following. Number 4, when you provide misleading information about your qualification or your accomplishment, please don't hype yourself. Stick to what is true. Don't say things that you have not done. Don't say things that you hope to do. If there is a project you are working on, write it there that it is ongoing. Don't say you have done it. If you write on a wrong, for example, if you write a wrong age on your CV, don't use a new age during interview, because the person that is doing your interview is looking at your CV while interviewing you. Or fake work experience on LinkedIn, but you forgot to add it on your CV or mention it. Okay, you can't even remember where the company is located during the interview. You may not get a second stage interview or job offer. So many high-paying jobs, they may have more than one interview with you. Like when I got when I was appointed a research fellow, I was interviewed 4 times. It lasted up to 3 months. At some point, I gave up hope. I didn't know that eventually they have selected me. So don't come and say things that you've not accomplished. Please be true to what you've done. Okay. Number 5. This is a place that will spend some time. Weak application. Your application is weak. You are not serious about what you are saying that you have done. Let me give you an example. Now, typographical error, grammatical error. When you write your CV, send it to an expert to review. It's not, we know that you are an expert in your field. You're a barrister, you're an expert in your field, yes. But somebody is an expert in CV writing, send it to that person to review. The things you are not seeing, he will see it. Typographical error, grammatical errors, wasting 70% of your time talking about your religion, marital status, local government, your sex. Please, don't put these things in your CV, your place of birth. your primary school, your okay hobby. I'm going to talk about hobby. It's somewhere here. Even sometimes you may not include your referee. You just say available on request. Though these things are very laughable, especially I see a lot of students that come out from university. When you see their CV, they will write sex, they will write age. Nobody is interested in that. These things are irrelevant information. During the interview, they will ask you all these things. Now, also read poorly written English for your professional job summary or responsibility. Please download Grammarly when you're writing your CV. Download Grammarly, download the Quillbot in your MS Word so that it can be removing all the words that you have not spelled correctly. It's a professional document. Keep it professional. If you are not very good at it, you can pay somebody that is into CV writing. Get professional help so that you won't be the one blocking yourself. So now I want to share some very important CV writing tips. When I see your CV, there are some things I expect to see. These things must be here. Number one is the CV heading. You don't go there and write curriculum vitae. No, we already know it's your CV. It should start with your name. You see, some people write curriculum vitae or resume. This is wrong and a waste of space. The heading of the CV should provide the two most important pieces of information about you, your name and your relevant qualification. Let me take, for example, Okeke Choma, BSc, LL, whatever, if you're a barrister, if you're an engineer, BA, BNG, if you have a master's degree, if you have, don't put certifications there. Only put recognized degrees, because I have a lot of certification, but you won't see it on my name. It's only doctors that are allowed to put their fellowships, except if you have a fellowship, no problem. But maybe you did a professional course in data science, you're a Microsoft licensed data analyst. Though please, it's not part of your title. Just keep it with your degrees. Now, the qualification should be your higher degree or the professional certification. If the certification is recognized worldwide, just like PMP. PMP is project manager. Is a worldwide examination. Project management professional, so it can serve as your title. So if you have a PMP, you can include it, your BSc, your MSc, your whatever. Or you can just say BSc, if BSc is the highest degree that you have. This is important because it immediately tells the CV reader your name and conveys to him that you have at least one qualification that is directly related to the job. All right? Number two, your contact details. Your contact details should be the next thing. So after writing your name and your qualification, the next thing should be your email, your phone number, and your location. Let me talk about location. If you see a job in Abuja, for example, and you are in Oka, I found this one now. I learned it the hard way. It was one of the HR persons that told me when I sent my CV for him to review. The job was in Abuja. I was in Port Harcourt. So he says, change this location to Abuja because so many organizations may not have the resources to pull you from where you are. Once you have been given a job offer, it's expected that they will sponsor your transport from where you are to the job location. And then probably you will have to start settling down for accommodation, and it will affect your job performance. So if the job is in Abuja, please put Abuja as your address. You do not need you do not need your full residential or commercial address because it may be irrelevant. Well, me, I used to put, but you can just say blah 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 estate, Abuja, somewhere, Oka, wherever the job is. The company will ask the details when they're about to make you an offer or at the interview. However, your current city is important because it immediately conveys to the CV reader whether you'll be needing relocation or not. I've talked about this. Some companies will use this information to decide how much they will pay you as compensation for your travel. Many companies in Nigeria do not do this one. No. They will just not talk to you. You won't know that it's your location that is the issue. How can you be in Oka and you're applying for a job in Abuja? How? So please, just look for something that will give you an advantage over others because you're not the only person. Now, we have come to the professional summary or the career section. the career section. Some persons call it career objective or objective. Me, I prefer to call it professional summary because it is more reflective of the true picture of even what you want to say. All those things that you are and you have done, please summarize it in a section called professional summary. Now, all these things that we used to write, I am a hard worker. I am passionate about my job. I'm a team player. There is this one that used to vex a lot of hiring managers. When you say you can work under pressure. Passionate about no, I beg, please avoid those things. If you say you can work under pressure, the day that they will put pressure on you, they will go and bring out your CV and show you where you stated it there, that you said you can work under pressure. Please don't put yourself under. So avoid all these terms. Just write a professional summary, make it a summary of your CV and your ambition in a maximum of 4 lines. You may not have to write everything about yourself. Focus on the 2 most important things about you. What is selling you? What is unique about you? Tell us. So, in your writing your professional summary, be sure to include up to 5 keywords that are relevant to the role you're applying for. Now, I am a data scientist. I want to apply for a data job. And I'm talking about maybe I'm talking about a molecular biology training that I did when I was in undergraduate. That is not necessary to the job now. Why are you talking about it? So remember that the person that is hiring you does not have time to look at. There's a lot of things to look at, not only you. Look at the advertised job description and requirement and identify the keywords and weave them into your optional summary. Okay? I want to finish on time so that we can ask questions. Now, education versus experience, certification and skills. If you have the right degree, now please let me say it here. If you graduated with 2-2 or a 3rd class, it's not important to put it in your CV. I wrote it down here. Note that if your grade is not upper 2nd class or 1st class, don't state it. Don't state it. It will weaken. It will convey the meaning that you are not. If there is somebody with a 1st class, they may consider that person first before you. So just say state the university and state the degree. Don't start telling us you graduated with 1st class or 2nd class upper. Once is not 1st class or 2nd class upper. Some people even go ahead to put their GP 4.5 or 4.44 over. Is it really necessary? Well, you can put if you are proud of your CGPA, no problem. Not stating your grade if it's less than 2.1 does not mean you are lying. It simply means that you are not giving the CV reader a reason to screen you out before even looking at the rest of your CV and possibly inviting you for an interview. Okay? So I said here, if you have the right degree and the right grade of degree, include it if it is good. All right? Now, for those of us that used to write primary school, please, anything below your WAEC, don't show us. You schooled in the best primary school in Nigeria, in Abuja. That is not our distance. Just start from WAEC. That's your post-secondary education. Okay, except if you and the recruiter went to the same school. That is why I said the only situation you can think of where you put your secondary school might be beneficial if is the CV reader. So probably you get to know him and you guys are classmates. No wahala. Put it there. It may be an advantage for you, but this it rarely can happen. Now, if you don't have any skill or a professional training or professional certification that may be directly relevant to the job, okay, let me assume that if you're a fresh graduate, you just came out of school, you don't have any job experience. What I was trying to capture here is that at least have some small certificates that you have gathered. Your skills sets, professional training. I used to tell undergraduates, when you are in school, 300, 200 level, start building up your skill sets. Your skill sets. Stop waiting for when you come out and you start after NYSC, you start asking what next when you stop seeing 33K. No. Start applying now. Let me tell you, as a student, you have, if you are still in school or you are still an undergraduate, you have more advantage over people that are out, even more than me. There is this conference that I attended when I was in 300 level, 2nd year. Okay, 400 first year. This conference we are meant to pay 70,000, as at then. And when I approached the professor, I told her I was a student. She said, bring your ID card and pay 30. And pay 30. So that was my advantage. So stop waiting for when you are out. When you face leverage an opportunity, write those people. There's another one I got was sponsored by the German alumni that body. I only went up to them. I wrote a letter to them. I said, please, I'm a student. I don't have funding. Consider me. I want to get this certification. They said, okay. Have you done this? Have you done this? Show us the proof that you were. I showed them. I said, go ahead. So that is your advantage as an undergraduate. Please use that opportunity. Once you're out of school and you start making money, you start paying for courses. Nobody will consider you. Okay, now please, there are some things. Okay, when it comes to your skill subheading, please, these things don't count as skill anymore. It used to count before. Things like leadership, teamwork, ability. I've talked about this. They don't. These things are not. They're not skills. Some roles require high specific software skill. If you're applying for a technical role, an IT consultant, something that it needs you to have a hands-on experience on a software. Don't come and tell us that you have leadership, talking ability, organization. No, it's not so much needed. You are okay. You are a video editor and you want to apply for a video editing job with Nollywood. You don't start telling you. Tell us. I want to see how many softwares you can handle. Want to see the software skills that you have. Okay. There may be skills in real life, but they are a waste of space on your CV because merely stating them there does not mean you have them. You need skills like this. I have experience using this software to track projects. I have experience in Power BI for data analysis. I want mentioning. If you have them, be careful because they may test you on the spot. If you say you know how to use Excel and PowerPoint, no problem. But they may test you on the spot. Prepare for all the skills that you have listed there when you are invited for an interview. Okay? Let's go to the section of professional courses and training. It is not every course that you do. Maybe you just attended a one-day seminar on something. You go and rush and put it on your CV. Well, it is not any course that, at least in the medical, in the public health field, there is what we call CPD, certified points. Every course that you attend should have some level of CPD. It is those ones, at least 3 days, 4 days, 5 days courses. It is those ones that you can put on your CV. Or maybe you just attended a 2 hours course, you just rush and put it in your CV. Well, if that's the only thing you have, no problem. But nobody can master something in that just that short period of time. Some of these courses are just developmental personal courses, and you may just leave them if you are relevant to the job you're applying for. If you're applying for a job as an engineer, and you are listing an online course you did in digital marketing, please, is this necessary? It's a waste of space on your CV. So you are trying to make a limited use of your space. Don't include irrelevant information. Now, let me talk about hobbies. I see this a lot. I love to travel. I love to swim. I love to chat. I love to, what are all those things we used to write? I love to, please. Recently, hobbies are no longer called hobbies. We call them other interests. Nobody is interested in that. You know how to swim. You love to talk. You love to play keyboard. Please. They are not related to the job you're applying for. So the recruiter is not interested in what you like to do for fun. So you can replace the hobby section with other interests. That's other things that may not be so much related, but they will help. They want the recruiter to know those things about you. This way you can highlight things about yourself that communicate your suitability. For instance, if you're interested in sports, you can mention that you like team sports because they give you the opportunity to develop teamwork and leadership ability. You see why I like sports. Not coming there to say I like football. How does liking football relate to the job that you're applying for? It gives me the opportunity to develop teamwork and leadership ability. So this is better. This is much better than and impactful than just writing teamwork or leadership skill. Okay. So finally, maintain honesty. I've talked about this. Don't say things that you've not done. Also, please look for the CV format. Some of them will tell you send as PDF, send as MS Word. Please don't go and load MS Word document when they say PDF, attach as PDF. So be sure of the CV format. Then the file name, they want you to name your CV. Some of them will say, name it your surname, your middle name, so, and so, or call it blah, 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 blah. Please identify the name they said. You should stick to instructions, learn to stick to instructions. Then the font type and the font size. Recently, I had to tweak my CV to a particular font I usually see in the international space. So I didn't have the font, I had to get it. And then I tweaked my CV to that particular font. I don't know what. Well, I usually love Calibri or Apopstos, just normal fonts. But recently, my CV was formerly in Time New Roman. I had to remove it from Time New Roman. So trying to make sure that, please, try to make sure that every sentence or line on your CV is a high-pay impact sentence. Remember that the hiring manager does not have all the time in the world to look at your CV. And finally, please treat your CV as an evolving document. The CV is not a stationary document, it's evolving. So as you acquire more degrees, you put it there. As you go for more professional courses, you put it there. Don't be lazy. Don't be like my friend that it was after 2-3 years. He has forgotten all the courses that he did. He has even forgotten all the conferences that he attended. So as your CV should be a document that you open once in a month, you update it, you have done this, you are doing this, you put it there. Look, that you should have a general CV, like a one that is the template. Then when you now start applying for jobs, you will now modify it according to the job you're applying for. So it's an evolving document. That's just my point. Your primary CV should be a template that you adjust every time you want to apply for a different job. Please, don't make the mistakes many people make to be sending one CV for different jobs. No, now, different jobs have different requirements. Look, looking for job, let me tell you the truth. Looking for job is a job on its own. Looking like ability to look for job. Like if it's some of us that are into research, will tell you that searching and applying for grants is a job on its own. So you must be patient about it. You must be. It is you that is looking for the job, so you must be patient about it. So bring out time, put in all the efforts. Don't have one CV for all jobs and all companies. Take a few minutes to adjust your CV, focusing on the professional statements. This professional statement, that professional summary, very important. And the sequence of the CV sections, they might just be the difference between being called for an interview or not. Let me talk about your referee. Well, your referee may not be, you can just say available on request. After this seminar, I may have to, if you guys need it, I may have to upload a CV template. That one is a resume. Now, please, the resume and the CV are not the same. A resume is shorter. A resume may just be 2 pages. So many companies may just need to just identify your skills and your qualifications and your degree and what you've done. If I am writing a resume, I don't need to include my research publications. I don't need to include the conferences that I've attended. It's not important. I don't need to include so many extra things. So a resume is just an abridged form of a CV. But that should be your CV that has everything about you, except they say submit a resume. So these are the points that we will take home today. Go back to this slide. I will start taking questions soon. Let me go down to the cover letter. Before I start taking questions, I want us to have enough time for questions. Now, what is a cover letter? I didn't want the slide to exceed 20, so I wouldn't be boring to us. So I will use this picture to illustrate everything about the cover letter. The cover letter is a one-page document is what we traditionally know as letter of application. But because you are submitting it online, we call it cover letter. So it's a one-page document that captures your skills majorly and appeals to the recruiter to really consider you. So many recruiters will read your cover letter first before reading your CV. That's how it works. So look at this template here. What and what will you include in your cover letter? A professional cover letter must contain, number one, your name, your email, your address, your phone number, your address, and then the dates. Well, this is not a must because the CV already has it. You may not bother to include all this here because if it's in your CV, don't bother duplicating, please. Except if it's not on your CV. Just start up with your address. This is a foreign cover letter, so I couldn't see the one that was that is still that is local. So we can tweak this. They may not be exactly as this, but this is just a sample to show you how it's the skeleton is. So we want to see your address. The address of the company is usually in the job description. Please, the address of the company should be here. And you can say there, if the name of the hiring manager is there, you can, if you don't know the name of the person, just say dear sir or ma, dear sir stroke ma. Or you can say dear hiring manager. Hey. So the hiring manager email address, if you have it, a salutation or greeting. Then an opening paragraph. Don't start telling him, I humbly apply. No. Or I saw a sequel to the job application that I saw in LinkedIn or online. I want to know. Go straight to the point. Start talking about yourself immediately. Dear hiring manager, as an experienced customer service supervisor with love for this and this, okay? The advertisement for this and this sparked my interest. When reviewing the position requirements and I went to your website, I was excited to find out that my qualification and personal strength align with your needs and mission. Do you see how direct to the point this is? There is no personal, there is no informal talk here. Then you now go to where you do you sell yourself. I bring about a comprehensive set of skills that I believe will be valuable to your company. In my blah, blah, blah role, talk about what you've done before. I trained and educated a team of this. So these are what you've done before. Through my leadership, my communication, and I was able to just sell yourself here. Tell us about a few of the achievements and how does it relate to the job that you're applying for. Then you now insert a closing paragraph. Please review my enclosed resume for a more in-depth illustration of my work history and accomplishments. So if it is CV that you submit, you can just say, please kindly find attached my enclosed CV for a more in-depth illustration of my work history and accomplishments. I would appreciate the opportunity to get to interview at your earliest convenience. I'm eager to discuss how my personality and background fits this role. Thank you for your time and consideration, or your kind consideration. And then you include your signature, your name, and your email so that they can contact you. If it's a foreign company, when putting your Nigerian number, please include +234. It's important so that they can always contact you. So this is how a cover letter is written. It's not difficult. Just tailor it according to the job. Make sure these components are there, and you are good to go. So thank you everyone for listening. I hope I did not bore you. You can ask your question. You can bring in your suggestion. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so much. I'm sorry to cut you short. My name is Chinelo. Thank you so much. We really appreciate. Kindly put in some of your questions on the chats. I think it will help us capture lots of things so that while someone is talking, if you have any questions you want to clarify, please on the chat, On the chat box, please. Thank you. Go on. Tell us your name and your question. Brief, please.
Yes, if anyone has a question, I think you can unmute, right? Ms. Chinelo, can they unmute and speak?
Yes, you raise your hand. Is there a way to signify and then you could, yes, so that all of us will not unmute at the same time and then we have a lot of a rowdy place. So we take it at a time. Give us a sign and then some of us that are not talking can actually be using the chat box. So we capture lots of questions while one person is talking, please. One at a time. Brief, please.
Do we have questions?
Actually, someone wanted to talk. Who is that person that wanted to say? Someone said, good evening, sir. Is it a question or you just wanted to greet our facilitator?
I was just greeting.
Okay.
So what we are saying is that we have no questions, we have nothing to talk about. Hosanna has a question. May we hear your question, Hosanna?
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma. Can we hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Okay. So my question is now in crafting a resume or a CV, how will you bridge the gap of in crafting your resume or writing your CV? How will you bridge the gap of education? What if you have the skills, maybe you acquired it somehow, but you did not really go through like a proper educational system? How will I put it? Maybe you are self-taught or you went through different courses, but you did not really go through a proper educational system, and you have the skills for the particular job. Are you going to do it differently, or is there a way you will have to write it like that, or would they not accept you without a proper educational background or institute? That's my question.
All right. So I understand what you are. I know that you are not expressing it well, but I understand your question. Now, take for example, you worked for or you intend for an informal company. Maybe someone you learn through somebody. The person is not a license. The person did not issue you any certification or give you any proof. Maybe you just learned. Maybe let's take the Igbo apprenticeship system. I just went to somebody's house, you stayed there, you learned the job, but that probably you really have the skills, but there is no paper qualification to show for it. Now, look at what you do. When I started the data analysis journey in 2013, then I think I'll use this to answer your question. I started that way. I learned from a mentor then, a mentor that really held my hand and showed me a lot of things. We were about 6 that started that training, but eventually other people dropped out because it was not an easy thing then. I was not even understanding a lot that he was teaching, but I kept following. And so that is how, this was far back as 2013. Now, he didn't give me any certificate, he didn't give me any paper, he didn't give me any, but I included it under my skill, because if you want to test me on that software or whatever I learned from him, immediately, I will give it to you immediately. And so if you learn videography, you learn sewing under somebody, not necessarily an institution, and you have the skill, put it on your skill, put it as the first thing self on your skill section. Hammer on it that you have it. They should test you on it. So because these days, nobody really, paper qualification is being neglected a lot. I'm telling you, especially in high-paying jobs. When you come to the qualification, you see it's very small. But when you come to the skill and ability, you see it very lengthy. So no, if you acquired it through looking at somebody, through following somebody around, through an informal way, no problem. But the important thing is that you know it. And then please, when you get to do a lend from a person, let them give you what we call an acknowledgement letter. This is a letter stating, or a reference letter, whatever, that I, blah, 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 this person passed through me for a period of 5 to 6 months and learned this. I can certify to his skill and abilities in this area. Just get a letter from that person. If the company needs it, that should serve. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well done. Okay, Emmanuel, the last one, how do we get our CV resume to pass the ATS? Good. Now, the ATS is a software. I like this question. There are what we call keywords, especially in your professional summary. That place should be where a short, that professional summary place should be where, just like similar to what you do in your body of your cover letter. Use the keywords, because when the ATS software uses keywords to sieve out, imagine that you are an engineer and 70% of what you're talking about in your CV is outside that field of engineering that they need. The ATS software will throw it out. So when you are using the keywords in the application, I could have showed us a sample, but go to the application, go to the job description. There are usually keywords there, skills and responsibility. If possible, copy it and reframe it and use it in your application. The ATS software will not throw it out. I'm telling you. It's when they are not seeing what they need, because 5,000 people can apply for a job that they will just take 10%. At the end of the day, it's not somebody that will sit down to start reading all those things. No. So they put it in an AI, in a software, and it screens out the CV that does not have the keywords, especially in the professional summary, that is matching what the job requires. So my name is Odon Dubisi Godswill. My question is, what should be the exact length of the cover letter? I said 1 page. And CV that makes one application successful. Well, if it is stated in the job that you should submit a 2-page CV, please don't pass 2-page. But if it's not stated anywhere there that you should submit a 2-page, 3-page, 1-page, I've done one application that is said 1 page. I say normally my CV is up to 12 pages. I don't know how these people want me to compress, but I tried. I had to use LinkedIn. That is what we call LinkedIn Resume Builder. If you're on LinkedIn, please go and check it out. If you are linked, that's why you should update your profile on LinkedIn a lot, so that when they say submit a 1-page, or you want to just do a quick resume submission, you can just go to LinkedIn, download it. It's usually will download as a PDF, convert it to MS Word, and edit. I'm telling you, LinkedIn has that feature. So there is no length. Cover letter is 1 page, but CV can be any length, except if the job specifies a particular length of pages. Oh, all right, no problem. So more questions, please. We still have 5 minutes. You may not have digested everything. That's why I really took time to do a slide and capture most of the issues. So take your time to go through, and let it always be with you once you want to do an application. I'm talking about high-paying jobs. Very high, especially when you don't know the recruiter. Yeah, if it's just that you're applying to UNIZIC for a job, that one is different. They may just say normal application letter. Yeah, but if it's a company where you don't know anybody, your CV should sell you. But if it's a job where you know somebody, talk. So that government job, no wahala. They can take you if you're anyhow. But for jobs that are very serious, or corporations that are very meticulous and very busy, please understand that nobody has, as you are submitting, other people are also submitting. Don't be intimidated by other people. I'm telling you, don't be intimidated by, you may be the best, the ideal candidate, but you need to sell yourself. Nobody will sell you. Yes, more questions. Have I been able to answer everything? Are we good?
Sorry, let me ask you a question.
Yes, I want to say that this session is being recorded, so I will send it to Dan. He will upload in the group after, so everybody, you can always go back to the video and you have the material. Yes, ask your question.
Okay, I wanted to say, what if you have I don't know if that has been answered because I didn't join like from the beginning, so I'll just ask. What if you have like a strong resume, everything, but you do not have the, I don't know whether to say, the ability to, host or have a strong online presence? How are you going to, salvage that?
Now, when I talk about online presence, there are two platforms. I talked about nobody will penalize you if you're not on Twitter. But you see LinkedIn. There are, if I have the time, just that I'm always busy, I may do a LinkedIn optimization session. LinkedIn has given every morning you see job opportunities that are sent according to the skills you upload there. So when you complain that there are no jobs, I don't understand, because you are not online where the jobs can be suggested to you. LinkedIn has this feature called Open to Work, where you can put it on your profile. And LinkedIn will carry your profile and be sharing among people that need, because there are recruiters on LinkedIn. So when they put in jobs, LinkedIn optimizes profiles of people that have that skill and spreads it to them. So it is in your best interest to take your online presence serious. So I was mentioning that many recruiters it's not always the case, depends on the job. Many recruiters may go there and confirm what you are saying. If you say you are volunteer for an organization, if you say you are into this one and that one, you are into advocacy. For us that are medical people, you are into advocacy or public health intervention, you have done cancer advocacy, you have done this one. We expect that you upload pictures on LinkedIn or on Facebook at least. You can even include your LinkedIn link on your CV. There are jobs that those days when I apply for, I just tell the person, please, for more about me or to know more about, kindly find attached my LinkedIn profile link. The person will go there and I will see that the person has viewed my profile. So see what he wants to see. So please take it serious. Even as an undergraduate student, be on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is free. LinkedIn is free. I don't know whether when they start billing people for being on this platform, that people will start taking it serious. So that's online presence, very important. Every morning you get opportunities. Every morning you get job opportunities in your email. So even if you are not ready that time, you will use it to be screening yourself. There are jobs that I was not qualified for the last 2 years. But when I saw them, these are the skills that they need. So I need to get a skill in this software. I need to, wow, these are the skills that a data scientist should have. Me, I don't have this one. So I use it to profit myself. So that is it. Okay. Hold on to be see. My second question, as a medical doctor who has not had much experience in medical practice, but only in-house experience. Okay, how does so you okay? But wants to go outside, how will the person structure his CV and cover letter? You're a medical doctor. Are you not busy? Are you not working? Are you the house officer job that you are doing? That's your internship now. It should be under your work experience. Please, when you spell out work experience, include what you are doing there. I am a medical doctor. I worked in this department. I saw this type of patients. I was part of the team that did surgery on this. I was part of the team that did awareness on this. When you come under your work experience, don't just say I've worked in Nnamdi University Hospital, 2009 to 2010, and you go away. What did you do there? Want to see your duties and responsibilities under the work experience. Well, if you look at my CV, for each of the work experience that I have, you will look at the duties and responsibilities that accompanied it, the things that I did. So as a medical doctor, I believe you are employed. Even if it's a private hospital, you're employed. So use it and build up your CV. Well, it may be a little different in medicine, where what is more important is technical skill. I believe that is what is more. But and then your certifications. You have part 1, you have part 2, you have primaries, you have this one, you have that one. So know your field and know what they need. These things are not cast on stone. It depends on what they need. So that is it for that. Hey, bro Chibeze, My question is, does CV comes in colored papers or just black and white? Well, which every country has their CV format. Yes, my friend that is in Canada, I was speaking to her. She's doing her PhD there. I was speaking to her the other day. She sent me their CV format that when she went from Nigeria to Canada, she had to realign her CV according to what is obtainable there. So their own used to carry passports, used to carry some colors. You're allowed to put colors. You're allowed to beautify it. Even, well, but for here in Nigeria, I've not seen any CV carrying passport or carrying color everywhere. Black and white is enough. Or you can use mild blue or mild red. That's all. Don't come and be putting colors and everywhere. Black and white is enough. What is important is if your own is long like my own contains a red, and I use red and blue because I know it contains a lot. So the color variation there will make it easy for the person to read it. You know, black and white can be very boring to read. But you can't see, like, it doesn't contain my passport, it doesn't contain any extra things. Please. For a student, for a student who does not have publications but wants to apply for an internship role, and the requirement is a CV and not a resume, what will be done in this case? Having in mind that the CV is more than a 2-page document. Okay, so Chibo, your first question, you said you want to apply for an internship role. The internship role you're applying for, what did they say you should have? Did they say just 2-1 in any field? Did they say you must demonstrate evidence of publication? Is it a research internship role? If it is, they will write it there that you should have at least some level of research experience. The proof that you have research experience is your publication. So if not, just please apply. If they didn't state it, they just say general requirement 2-1, must have done NYSC, all these general things. Apply, no problem. But if they specified a lot of things that you don't have, please you may not bother. Go and have them. There are jobs that you may not be qualified today, but in the next 2 years you'll be qualified. So why don't you take your time and if it's an internship role, many internship roles don't need a lot of requirements. They know that you are just fresh from school. So give it a shot. Internship roles, entry-level positions, no problem. But if it's a mid-career level position, senior manager stuff that requires you to have, because sometimes they will ask you, you graduated from school in 2010, what have you been doing till 2024? Your CV needs to show a progressive track of, if you have been acquiring more degrees, we need to see it. If you have been working, we need to see it. If there was a time you were out of job, to go and do what? We need to see it. Okay. For an undergraduate who just entered the university, what can such a person use as an experience? That's what I said now. Identify your opportunities in your field. Network with people, please. In the job session, networking is important to all these things that we are talking here. One call from somebody that is your mentor can override all these things. And I'm telling you honestly, if you have somebody that you've really worked with, can vouch for you, his letter or saying, I know this guy, I know that part of my fellowship, and since I wanted to apply for, my mentor had to write down and say, I've worked with him on this, I've worked with him on that. So have a mentor as an undergraduate. Your lecturer can be your mentor. Stop running away from your lecturers. I used to be very good friends up to today. Even my supervisor, my BSc supervisor, she had traveled abroad now. We are very good friends. We talk. I published 2 works with her when I was a student. That was how I started my research career. So stop running away from lecturers. Start going close to them. Let them see your abilities. So that immediately you need any job reference after school, the way they will write it for you will separate you from every other person. So if you're an undergraduate, have a LinkedIn account, be developing your CV, go for extracurricular activities, give special time to skills. Please, your BSc is not enough. Your BSc is not enough. I keep telling you. Except you want to come out of school and then start grappling with, or you have somebody to put you somewhere, no problem. But if you want to really, really please start from when you are an undergraduate. Look for opportunities. They are there. There are opportunities that are solely for students, undergraduate students. Collaborate with people. Don't look down on anybody. Somebody that is not serious in your class can come out tomorrow. I have these two friends when we graduated that immediately went to UK to do their masters. They had the masters in public health. Before even I was deployed for NYSC, they didn't do youth service, but they used to be very unserious in our class. So today we are very good friends. So if opportunities come out, they will send to me. So networking, because your children, what you will call what do we call it? IM. How do we call it in the Nigerian palace? Your children will leverage on your network. That's the people they will know. I know somebody's the network your parents have developed. So you must start developing your own. Any other question? We've just 2 minutes more to close the session. Do we have any specific request, any specific thing, any specific job, any specific challenge I want to share? Anybody? All right, I think Ms. Chinelo or Brodan can take over now.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much, Chisum. My prayer is that this your efforts, which has served as an eye-opener, will not be wasted. Our brother has put in a lot, went ahead to spend a lot just to record for us, for reference purpose. We have documents, we have guides. So especially those of us that are able to attend today, who, if we don't do well or do better tomorrow, we have no one to blame. So we are very grateful, sir. Thank you so much. I'm also appreciating all of us that attended. Thank you for your efforts to attend. Go you therefore and show forth his goodness. That's what I can say to us. Let's make the difference and make Chisom proud that tomorrow most of us will say, after attending that program, that seminar, we were able to do better. Someone told me that he's doing very well in that IT session now. Like he's now referred to as a group, and people even recommend him. And he all started with the day he attended the Francis Mazakos seminar. The discussion just has to be on. So I want to have many people give me such testimony like Michael did. I was very proud of him that at least at the end, one person gave me a good testimony. Thank you. I anticipate great testimonies. And 29th is another day. I know that we are going to be more than this. You're going to invite your friends and anyone that you know that will benefit to come on 29. Thank you once again. Who is praying for? So you should have other things, so should we pray now?
Well, I'm trying to drop a CV format for us. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a resume template. Yeah, someone asked me, someone was asking, Ihoma, if primary school, I've talked about this now, maybe you came late. If you are necessary to add, is it necessary to add primary and secondary school qualifications in your CV? My sister, I beg, you keep your primary school to yourself. Just tell us your WAEC. Start from there. We want to see post-secondary education. Don't tell us kindergarten, primary, nursery, no. All right. So I've dropped a format there. That format is not so exhaustive. So modify it with what you have in this slide. So the slides is all yours. You also have the recording available. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Who is online? Pray for us. Okay, let me see. Since nobody will want to pray. NS Chibu, are you there? I saw you earlier. NS has left. Okay, Sister Nkem, pray for us. Okay, have you left also? All right, in Jesus' name. Father, we thank you for an opportunity to learn. My people perish for lack of knowledge, but we are privileged that we will not perish starting from today. We now know better and will do better. More testimonies in Jesus' name. Your son, whom you have used to empower us, we thank you for empowering him. 29th of this month will be better than today in attendance and in knowledge. Thank you for blessing this moment. We are grateful. In Jesus' mighty name, we have prayed. Amen. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate so much. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Everyone. Good night.
Good night, guys. Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Maximize all you have today. You may not have it tomorrow. You know, most people, we don't like free things. If we are asked to pay, if we were asked to pay, believe me, we will not afford what we have.
It's natural with human beings. I found that.
We don't like what we pay for, no matter how precious or priceless. We just, even if it's fake, no matter how much we pay for the fake. So may we not be those who don't like good things just because they are free.
Amen.